Hi. I was trying to put my exercise bike together that had like no directions with it. It had 4 pictures, that's all. Um, this is the Velocity exercise bike. At any rate, it's very hard to get these plastic things on. So what I did is I took this rubber piece and I put it in the microwave for only 10 seconds. I wouldn't suggest anything more than that. And something happens to your microwave or your bike, I'm not responsible. It's just what I did. Okay, see, it's got a long side and it's got a short side. Okay, the short side, when I stopped their videos, it looked like the long side was on the outside for adjusting and the short side was on the inside. And what I did is to figure out my adjustment level was while it was in this position off the bike, I adjusted it to the foot with the shoes that I was going to wear on the bike. So that hopefully it'll be easier, because once this is not soft, I think it's going to be very hard to get on and off. Okay, bye. Hi, these are the directions for the assembly of the bike. That's picture 1, picture 2, picture 3, picture 4. Okay, and hold on. Okay, I'll be right back. This is all the parts that were in the box. Okay, as you can see, I already attached the straps to those foot pedals. There's the bones of the bike right there, and that's a dial. That's like a reader that has to be hooked up electronically. Alright, and I'll be back with you when I get to the next step. Okay, this I forgot to show you is the parts kit, and it's real nice because it's sealed in plastic. I like that part, but so far as directions and assembly, this is probably one of the worst ones I've seen, because like nothing is making sense. I used one of the bags that came with it and put all those tools and things in the bag, so there's no way that I can lose one. And it was pretty easy to unpeel the plastic all in one from the cardboard backing, so you can save the cardboard backing to when you want to take the bike apart. You'll know what pieces come off of it. Okay, for the screws to go in, and for that sign to be up, the screws have to go in on the dented side. Okay, so I got the screws in, put the washer and the nuts on, and the trick about putting the nuts and the washer on is just catch it with the nut, and then do the other side and catch it with the nut. And after they're both caught just a little bit, then go back and tighten both. Otherwise, the first one is in so close it changes the angle on the second one, and then the second one seems like you can't even screw it at all. Alright, okay, so I did the same for the front, and I now have all of the lug nuts and screws on, and they've all been tightened up pretty much. And on to the next step. Okay, so now I got to this part. Whatever you do, don't put the pedals on backwards. So the round part goes in the front and the angled part goes in the back. I just had to take it apart and put it together. Now the tool they give you is not that is too big for the part that it's supposed to tighten right there. So I took a piece of paper and wadded it up and then put it in the wrench like that, you know, and use it that way. So if you have real tools, just go ahead and get yourself a adjustable wrench and do it that way. You'll save a lot of time. Doing it my way is a quick fix for any senior citizen that doesn't have access to tools or has their tools in a box someplace where they can't get to them. Okay, I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, so they said the next step was attaching this piece to the bike. But if you do that, it's a real problem to get the seat attached to the piece. So I would suggest putting the piece and attach the piece to the seat now. So that's what I would suggest, and then attaching the whole enchilada to the bike. Okay. Okay, so there's two different sides to this. There's that side and that side. So we're going to put that side down. You want the side with the white circle where you can see it, okay? Okay. Now, it's only going to screw down a little bit, okay? And then it gets hard. And it doesn't want to tighten this way, so I'm not going to waste your time anymore with the, maybe I got the wrong, no, that's the right side. That's the right side of the wrench, but it's slow tightening, so I'll be back when I get it, the last one tightened all the way down. Okay, so the seat is on, and I tightened it, all three of them, and now you put this dial thing in, and you put the long rod thing that's attached to the seat into there, and you just start screwing it in, and if you move it up and down a little bit, you'll find the hole real easy. I put mine in the first hole, and you don't tighten it super hard, but you tighten it enough, okay? And I'll be back with you when we get to the next part. Okay, so we're on picture 3, and this is the bike here, and you'll see there's a rubber band or something holding those two pieces, and here's the piece that's going to go on it. Alright, and there's these two things that you have to hook up to something, but I'm looking in that hole and I'm not really seeing. I think the rubber band's attached to whatever's gonna... Okay, so I'm gonna have to get these off and then undo this rubber band to get whatever that is out to connect to that piece, okay? I'll be back. Alright, so this is what I fished out. Okay, it's a black thing, and I loosened all those little guys. Okay, and now I'm going to connect the two little black things together. Okay, I'll let you know if it was easy or difficult.
So what you need to do is get this guy in here. You need to loop it in there, and you just pull, you yank. You see how it stretches right in there. So then this is where the tension comes from, because if you make it harder, it shortens it up. And I don't know, physics or something.
Great.
So now we're gonna, put this back together, and life is good.
Okay.
Okay. So now you just to get this out.
So we're taking it apart because we have to put it through the handle again, through the shaft. So at least you know how to hook it together. So that was our purpose. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so you use this tool. Alright, oh yeah, okay, you have to take all the screws out. Once you get the black things connected, and they only connect one way, so you hook the black things together, and now you put the rod in to the shaft, and you have to take all the screws out to put the rod in, and because I tried loosening them all the way up, and it didn't work. You have to take them all the way out. Okay, and then you set it in position and just place the screws in a little bit so they hold it. And then you use this tool to tighten all 4 of the screws up. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we took a vote, and handlebars, we believe, go on next. And they're gonna, those black things are gonna go into the shaft and come out the top. And there's the hole. We can't really see it, it's too dark, but there's a hole there that they're gonna go through. And then after that, this piece here will get attached. So handlebars are next. Okay, and now my daughter's pulled the one wire out the top.
Now we need to unscrew these. We need like the Allen wrench.
What do we need?
The Allen wrench.
The Allen wrench.
A what?
It's in your hand.
Oh, the Allen wrench. I thought you were asking for an almond. Okay.
How
Okay. So we'll be back after we get them attached, and we'll show you how to hook up those 3 wires. Okay, so these 3 wires, there's one receiver and two with prongs on them. Okay, so obviously the one receiver we can figure out, and it probably doesn't matter on the other ones because it's just going to do your heart rate. Okay, so we're going to attach these 3 wires to these 3 wires. Okay, 2 were attached to the handlebars and they were fished up and through the column, and the other one was rubber banded, originally rubber banded to the shaft. So we're going to attach everything. Okay, bye. Okay. So now, see, the 3 wires are attached. Okay, and now she's going to fish them into the shaft. Okay. So now, all we have to do is attach the...
So we need a Phillips
All right,
screwdriver, or
so
are there other screws?
I don't know where the other
Are
screws
there
are.
batteries in there?
So, hold on. We're going to have to figure out the screw part. There are... Oh, put the light back on, Ken. There are 2 screws attached to the case. Oh, and it needs batteries, too. Okay, so we got to get batteries. I'll let you know whether that looks like AA. And we don't know if those screws are going to attach to there or if we're missing screws or need screws. Okay.
I feel like...
Okay, remember earlier when I told you to use a piece of paper to make the thing smaller? Okay, this is really a tool, and I thought it was part of the bike. See, that's a screwdriver there. And so I'm sure one of those fits whatever part of the bike it was where I told you to use a piece of paper to make the wrench smaller. The kids just figured that out because I said we had an extra piece to the bike. But, so this is the wrench. So, I hope you weren't working with me and ended up using paper. If you did, I'm sorry. Okay, so if you press this, alright, now, alright, see how it's pointing to that? So, one, it's telling me the amount of time I was on the bike. Then the next one tells me the speed, and then I can press it. And the next one tells me the distance and the odometer. Just keep pressing that button and it'll rotate through those things. And then the other thing is, if you're having trouble where you feel like I did, like a lot of resistance because I was like standing up, what my kids suggested was put the seat down lower so your legs are bent. And also, like if you're older like me, put the seat down so that you can sit on it without having to stretch a whole lot to get up on the seat, so that when you get off, you're not going to fall.